teachers and administrators and parents and friends. I want to welcome you all to this commencement exercise for the class of 2007 of the South Burlington High School. These young folks have achieved a great deal. They stand ready now to move on with their lives and to do something other than to be high school students. However, I'm sure they know, and I know certainly that you know, they didn't get here by themselves. Parents and friends have supported and assisted, and perhaps in some cases even prodded and pushed to get these young folks to complete the tasks at hand. So we're here to congratulate each of you folks who achieved a milestone in your young lives. We're also here to thank our parents, our friends, our teachers, our mentors, those who have cared for us over the last many years and are about as proud as you are to be here this morning. In turn now, you have the obligation as you go forth to not only do your best, but to help those around you do their best. So again, congratulations to you all and enjoy the ceremony.
Good morning, fellow classmates, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Payne-Beiser, and I have the extreme honor today of being the class speaker for the class of 2007. During my sophomore year, a senior friend of mine who was in Mrs. Mabel's advanced composition class approached me with a piece of writing. The topic was to find 2 words that were closely related but not synonyms that you could then distinguish in a thought-out essay. At the time, I couldn't think of any 2 words that would fit the mold, so my mission began. Sophomore year ended and junior year began, and I learned a valuable lesson from Mr. Roy. He taught me that each and every word has its own unique context and definition, no matter how synonymous they may be. This lesson, though it helped my cause, confused me nonetheless. When senior year began in European history, Mr. Maley taught my class about a man named John Calvin. A word that was often in Calvin's writings really caught my attention. John Calvin believed in predestination, that a person's destiny had already been chosen for them. This didn't make sense. How could your destiny already be your fate? Immediately I found my 2 words to investigate: fate and destiny. Fate is defined in dictionaries across the board as a casually determined, purely natural existence. What does this mean? I look at the class of 2007 today and think about what our fate was when we entered the high school for a better understanding. As this class graduated from middle school to the South Burlington High School, we had a reputation that wasn't very becoming. We were called the troubled class. For those of us who were at Frederick H. Tuttle Middle School for those 3 years, know that we experienced drastic administrative changes every single year. A different principal each year, and 2 different assistant principals in the same period of time. The rules that were in place one year did not carry over so smoothly to the next, and to think that would happen when we moved on to high school was an inevitability. However, changes were implemented to cope with our transition. When we entered the 9th grade, it was the first year for both Mrs. Denise Weaver, the new Dean of Students, and the SLAM program. This was suspicious because we didn't know what these changes would mean. We were growing an immunity to administrative instability, and yet we yearned for administrative stability. 9th grade began, and our class knew that we had one thing to do. We had to change, we had to start anew, we had to create our own path. There was a clean slate ahead of us. We had the chance to change reputation, create our own future. We had our chance to craft a new destiny. Destiny is an active, meaningful life with a sense of purpose. We had our new purpose as 9th graders, and we are here today after manufacturing a destiny that has taken each one of us from the beginning to here today, now the end of high school. What have we done to create our class legacy at South Burlington High School? What actions have created this destiny of ours? Academically, this class achieved goals that deserve both admiration and congratulations by all. Sitting before you today are students who have challenged their minds with courses that tested both their minds and their bodies. For example, in the past year alone, multiple AP courses saw enrollments of 20 or more students. Some even took 4 or 5 simultaneously. Still, to see what the class of 2007 has done academically, look at where we'll be going after today. We'll be the last class to have a valedictorian. As he stands before you today, one of the most accomplished students in the history of this school, and personally, a wonderful friend. In the fall, members of this class who have chosen to continue their education will be attending prestigious colleges and universities across the world, from Paris, France, to the tiny town of Corvallis, Oregon, from Waterloo, Ontario, to the southern metropolis of Houston, Texas. You made it possible for yourself. Be proud. Academics are only a small piece of this class' great achievements. We, the class of 2007, are all artists, both traditional and non-traditional. Students in our class have created masterpieces of art that are museum-worthy and developed films that could lead these students to Hollywood. Some even may be Broadway-bound, bound for the symphony, or bound for the bookshelves with the national bestsellers list. These still leave out the many non-traditional artistic accomplishments of the class of 2007. How many times have you seen a member of this class throw the perfect curveball, weave through countless defenders, score the game-winning goal in the upper 90, or hit the game-winning shot? On the surface, these actions are sports, but how the athletes of the class of 2007 have continually succeeded is action art beyond belief. They have created a new standard for what it means to be a high school student athlete. An integral aspect of creating a new destiny is taking action. The class of 2007 has dedicated to community service and leadership. Not only have we been the first class to be both slammers and slam leaders, we also have a National Honor Society electorate of over 40 students. Certain members of our class have dedicated over 1,000 hours of community service and volunteerism to our community, and others have pioneered new student organizations that will live on in South Burlington High School. What really shows how this class has changed their fate into amazing destiny is Talent Night 2007. Everyone said in years past that we couldn't win. We were destined to lose. They guessed wrong, and this year we stole the show, and that's because of you all. You made it happen. You created a new destiny. Recently, many members of our class took destiny into their own hands on a scale that extended beyond our school walls and into the community. They experienced the empowerment of voting. In 2008, we'll be of voting age and will finally be able to take part in one of the grandest spectacles in all of America. We will be able to choose the next President of the United States. As much as we control our own fate, the fate of America lies in the hands of the President. To be able to choose this new leader should not be taken lightly. Take this responsibility of yours and act upon it. Get informed and change America. You can do it. Class of 2007, today is our graduation day, but it is also the brink of a new beginning. We have all made it here. Where we go from here is up to each and every one of us. We again have a choice. All of us do. Don't wait for something to come to you. Instead, start today. Take action. Head down that road. Create your legacy. And lastly, speak your mind and be heard. Because if you don't speak up, who will hear you? Thank you.
Good job, my friend. Perfect. Good morning, everyone. My name is Will Onken, and I am the Vice President of the Class of 2007. Throughout the year, seniors congregate in the lobby to hang out and to chat back and forth about the latest gossip consisting of many different topics. Those topics include, who do you think is the smartest kid in the class? Or who do you think will be valedictorian this year? Almost every time, without hesitation, the answer was the same. That is why this year, I am here to introduce one of the most dedicated, organized, and hardworking individuals I have ever met, this year's valedictorian, Mr. Ben Phelps.
Good morning, everybody. A few weeks ago, when Mr. Burke informed me that I would have to write a speech to present at graduation, my first thoughts were, homework at the end of my senior year? Come on, maybe I should just wing it. I mean, how hard could it be? But then I remembered, I'm me. I don't wing anything. There's no way I could get up here and give a speech off the top of my head. I'm the type of person who needs to be organized and have everything carefully prepared ahead of time. So today, I'm presenting to you my last homework assignment. I have often wondered about the difference between a graduation and a commencement. I decided to look up the two terms and found that a graduation is the actual process of being awarded a diploma or degree, while a commencement is the ceremony celebrating a graduation. This is an important difference, and I believe that what we are doing here today should be considered more of a commencement than a graduation. We are here to celebrate the successful completion of a major part of our lives and the beginning of the next chapter. Greek philosopher Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. By this definition, I believe that our class is truly excellent. Over the past 4 years, we have accomplished great things in nearly every area imaginable. We have first-class athletes, award-winning artists and musicians, and students moving on to some of the nation's top institutions. This year, we won our first talent night, which is quite well-deserved, volunteered thousands of community service hours, sent our Scholars Bowl team to the national competition, and led 4 of our sports teams to state championship victories. These achievements show not only our talent, but also our ability to go further than anybody thought we could. When we started high school, hopes were not high for our class of misbehaviors. However, instead of accepting these low expectations, we took them as challenges and became determined to prove our worth to the school. Standing in front of you now, I can honestly say that we have succeeded. I remember my first day of high school. At the start of 9th grade, I was just a shy, reserved guy who wanted to stay in his comfort zone. To my dismay, though, my parents forced me to pick up a student council application. After some more prodding at home, I reluctantly filled it out and handed it in, still hesitant about whether it was the right move. When election day came around, I nervously gave my speech and then waited in suspense until the announcements came on at the end of 8th period. When I heard my name announced as the new class secretary, I breathed a sigh of relief. Now, after 4 years of serving on the council, I can breathe another sigh. If I hadn't taken that risk and run for class officer 4 years ago, I may have missed out on one of the most gratifying experiences of my high school career. Student council helped me evolve into a more social, outgoing person. Like me, each member of our class has taken risks, leading to personal growth, and in turn, the growth of our class as a whole. Our ability to function as a group has improved dramatically, and I am just sorry that we have to part now, just as we are at the top of our game. We will go our separate ways, but I am confident we will each continue to achieve success and build on the lessons we learned here as a class. A few weeks ago, we were given the opportunity to vote for senior superlatives. On the back of the form, we were asked to write our plans for next year and where we see ourselves in 20 years from now. For the latter question, I wrote, in 20 years, I'll see myself the same way I do now, in a mirror. And I'm sure many of you joked in a similar manner, because it is obvious that we have nothing to worry about. Everyone sitting in front of me has his or her own talents, which will undoubtedly be put to good use in the real world as tools for success. Success will not be an easy road, though. Next year, we will have been stripped of our high school seniority and will be back at the bottom of the food chain. Achieving success will require hard work, dedication, and patience. But in the words of Winston Churchill, never, never, never give up. If we take this advice, we should all be able to look back in 20 years and be proud, for our hard work will have paid off. And with that, the class of 2007, I leave you. Congratulations and good luck.
You are the new day. New day. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you can but prove to me you are the new day. Send the sun in time for dawn. Let the birds all hail the morning. Love of life will let me say, you are the new day. When I lay me down at night, knowing we must pay, thoughts occur that this night might stay yesterday. Thoughts that we as humans small could slow worlds and end it all, lie around me where they fall. Before the new day, one more day when time is running out for everyone. Like a breath I knew would come, I reach for a new day. Hope is my philosophy, just needs days in which to be. Love of life means hope for me. Born on a new day, you are the new day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dean Jazwinski. Being the senior class president, it is my responsibility to introduce to all of you the faculty class speaker. Even though I've never had a class with this person, the impact that she has had in our school and this class is evident. All 4 years at this school, I have heard from my fellow classmates just how amazing this person is. She has always been that teacher in the English department that everyone wishes they could take a class with. This week, I talked to some of my friends and asked them to tell me a little bit about her. They all replied with the same general idea, that she really cares about her students, she is very enthusiastic about what she's teaching, and she always goes above and beyond to make sure everyone learns the material. She was, after all, the 2005 Teacher of the Year. This year's faculty speaker, chosen by the students, the only teacher I know who lets her students call her by her first name, Miss Joyce Sheehy.
Good morning, graduates, family members, friends, and colleagues. Do you know what I said when Mr. Burke told me that I would be speaking at your graduation today? I'll give you a hint. It was the very thing that Juliet responded to her mother when Lady Capulet asked whether she wanted to get married. Do you remember what Juliet said? "It is an honor that I dream not of." You know, she recognized the privilege, but it just wasn't for her. And Mr. Burke, who was always so good about bringing English teachers back to earth, said, "Put down the Shakespeare, Sheehy. It's not that much of an honor. Their first choice couldn't do it." So you've got me. So learning that Dominic Marabella was the overwhelming choice for your graduation speaker, and not only that, but the recipient of who you dedicated the yearbook to, I did what any journalism teacher would do. I set about investigating why this man, this longtime school employee, was considered so worthy, so great in the eyes of the class of 2007. And to tell the truth, I already knew the answer. I knew because once a year, I have Dom come to one of my journalism classes for a press conference. And I asked the students to write up the interview. They write things like, "I could listen to Dom talk for hours," and "I left the room changed." That's the truth. So what I prepared for you today is a list. It's a list of Dom's advice, but it's still advice I wholeheartedly agree with on how to live the good life. Now, teachers of public speaking are going to tell you that there's something magic about the number 3, that a speaker shouldn't ask her audience to think about more than 3 items, especially when the audience is maybe distracted with questions like, "How am I going to keep this board on my head for the next hour? You know, is my nail polish just a little too flashy today?" Or maybe one of you out there is wondering, would it be rude to raise my hand and ask her, just for old time's sake, if I can go to the bathroom? So let's acknowledge you're distracted. But I can't help thinking that you're also soon-to-be high school graduates so that you can handle more than 3 items. I'm betting on your being able to handle 6. Now, I've checked with Mr. Frattini in the math department, and he confirms that 6 is actually 2 times the number that most speakers give, which is 3. So, if you're feeling up to it, I'll give you twice what the average group gets. Dom Marabella would stand here today and he would tell you to have a passion, whether it's admiring the ponies in Saratoga or watching a beautifully pitched high school ball game. Enjoy life's good things and show your excitement to others around you. The great thing about so many in this class is that you've already identified a passion or 2, a sport that you've excelled at, or the arts or music, drama, even veganism. You have your passions, and those of you who do not, find one. 2, respect your mother and father. I know this sounds old-fashioned, but Dominic understands that good things come from your parents. In his case, a love for learning and an appreciation for the spiritual side of life, as well as that always present positive attitude. If you've ever had the chance to hear Dom speak about his Italian immigrant parents, this debt to his family and to their culture is evident, sometimes even governing reason. One of my sources reports that Dom has been overheard saying, "Don't tell me that South Burlington has a world languages department until they offer Italian." But at 76 years of age, Dom is still grateful to his parents for the guidance that they gave him. And you should be grateful to your parents too, for what they've given you. And being grateful leads to number 3, that is, acknowledge the privileges that you've enjoyed. No one here is shoeless, unless by choice. But this isn't about the tangibles you've acquired, cars and cell phones and iPods, so foreign to high school graduates not that long ago, but rather the privilege of having the friendships of those who've given you theirs. and the opportunities afforded by the programs that our school made available to you, and the privilege of very soon a diploma from this institution. This institution, which carries a proud tradition, is one in which you are and always will be part. Be grateful. 4, save your money. Now that's always a good idea, no matter who said it. Confidentially, I don't think you should save your money the way Dom Marabella does. Have you got a quarter for 2 dimes and a nickel? You know, shifting his way through a lunch line of teenagers begging for quarters is just so unbecoming. But the man has enjoyed many a vacation. By doing just this, I'm actually going to predict that you'll save a great deal of money just by leaving high school and no longer subject to his continual harassment for your quarters. 5, be a rebel. We all know that there's no greater fan at athletic events than Dom. He's a rebel. And you are rebels. Multiple state championships, from athletics to forensics, those are due in part to the prowess of the people in your class, and that is a formidable achievement. But since I'm the medium of Dom's advice, I get to add my own interpretation here. So I would advise you to really be a rebel, and I mean the dictionary definition of a rebel. And notice 2 people have already quoted the dictionary, so I would say the English department is doing their job. But I'm going to suggest definition number 3A in Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary, and it reads, rebel, one who feels or exhibits anger or revulsion. And then the sample sentence concludes, we rebelled at the injustice of life. What a beautiful thought. I'm so glad that we're the South Burlington rebels. All the great ones before you were, in some way, rebels. I'm told by some seniors, and I think this was confirmed earlier by our speakers, that the class of 2007 had a reputation for being rebels even before entering high school. Maybe you took the negative connotation of a rebel and changed it into something positive. Good for you. Don't lose that ability to do what the good rebel does. Question authority, stand for a cause, rebel at injustice. 6, mean what you say, and when necessary, say the difficult thing. Dom does not promise what he can't deliver, and he's always willing to initiate the difficult conversation. Once I was a witness to a student in the lobby tossing his candy wrapper on the floor, with Dom just a few feet away. Dom asked the boy to pick it up, and the misguided teen did not. Dom's request continued, ignored, until finally he said, in that way of his, you're going to bend down and pick that up, or I'm going over there, and I'm going to toss you out a window. You don't need to look around because this kid is no longer with us. So. I don't mean he's dead. I mean he graduated. So. All right. But I have to admit, I really wanted to see this, mostly because teachers are discouraged from corporal punishment. And it was really like showdown at Rebel High. The student might not do as the authority figure asked. The authority figure might have to go in search of a window. But we were on the first floor. How bad could a fall from a first floor window be? I'm sure Dom had thought this whole thing out. My point is that the kid knew that Dom meant it, and Dom knew that he meant it. The boy picked up the wrapper, walked across the lobby, and put it in the trash. I'm a witness. Mean what you say, and when necessary, say the difficult thing. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I should probably tell you that Dom has told me that he would never have actually done that. But with a reputation like Dom's, meaning what you say, you can get away with that. So. Now, if you've been following, you know that I have counted to 6. And those are indeed Mr. Mirabella's rules for leading a good life. But I'm going to throw in a 7th, which is mine, which is one I'm sure Dom and I think your teachers would also support. 7, accept your past. Take the hand life deals you and know that it could have been better, and know that it could have been so much worse. Before this hour is up, your high school experience will all be part of your past. And here's the thought. You didn't think I was going to let you go without quoting Robert Frost, did you? But in a poem called Thanks, Robert Frost, another poet David Ray, wrote this. "Do you have hope for the future?" someone asked Robert Frost toward the end. "Yes, and even for the past," he replied, "that it will turn out to have been all right for what it was, something we can accept, mistakes made by the selves we had to be." As your teacher, I know there's so much to celebrate today, but if you have made mistakes, even as proud as you should be of everything you've accomplished, if you still think, "I could have done this differently," or "I should never have said that," or "Why didn't I ever?" Well, good news, you're just like everybody else. By learning from those errors, you accept your past and you keep yourself from letting future misfortunes hold you back. And this is the power of your past. There's so much from it to harvest, to draw from, and you get a lifetime to do it. When you acknowledge you could have done something differently, you put yourself firmly on the road with those who are willing to try again, namely the ones who have hope that there's going to be another chance. So what have we got? Review with me, people. We've got passion, parents, gratitude, a lesson on money, appropriate rebellious behavior, precise use of language, and the past. Sounds like it could be your high school curriculum. And today I could have presented for your edification the wisdom of the old philosophers, the imagery of Shakespeare, the maturity of Emerson. But your first choice in a graduation speaker was a good one. Dominic Marabella is not offered in the canon of early American classics, but what I learned through my investigation is that his words and actions are reminders to us all that there is a right way to live. And now it's your turn. Graduates, on behalf of our school's administrators, who so often revealed their compassion, and your teachers, who toiled to give you the education you deserved, and on behalf of all the support staff of which Dom's a member, those who genuinely supported you so much these last 4 years, I am here to tell you that we have great hope for your future, and just as much hope for your past. Congratulations.
The South Burlington High School Information Technology Career Academies provide opportunities for students to investigate and gain experience in a career field within the IT business world. Students enrolled in a career academy take part in exciting dynamic programs that provide the skills and knowledge necessary to be competitive in today's business environment. Upon completing the program, students are prepared for professional certification, and many have advanced placement in a post-secondary degree. I am proud to present the 2007 IT Career Academy graduates. As I call their names, I would ask that they please rise and face the audience, and that applause be held until all are called. Megan P. Bolger, Christopher T. Dominique, Matthew T. Knapp, Tenzin W. Lakang, Kevin Lee, John A. Lyon, Evan C. Mickle, and Joshua L. Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of the South Burlington High School Information Technology Career Academy.
Hello everyone, my name is Katie Colasacco, and I'm the president of this year's chapter of the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society consists of students who exhibit exceptional service, leadership, and character, and who maintain a grade point average of at least 3.5. The South Burlington High School class of 2007 has one of the largest National Honor Society memberships, with 41 senior members. As president, I am proud to present the graduating National Honor Society members. I would ask that they please rise and face the audience, and that applause be held until all are called. Caroline Duvall Andrew, Julie Barrett, Yulia I. Bespalova, Megan Bolger, Laura Helen Budd, Brandon Payne Beiser, Sarah Grace Chickanowski, Alexandra L. Crook, Jennifer Lee Duff, Jennifer L. Goldberg, Charles S. Hackett, Caroline M. Incavo, Allison Jerry, Sarah Meyer Kay, Ellen R. Kuyava, Kate C. Lepotowski, Andrea B. Luxemburg, Kylie M. McLean, Heather L. McGivern, Allison L. Mercier, Nicole A. Meredith, Emma Schauberg O'Brien, Max G. Orleans, Benjamin R. Phelps, Tyson G. Ringy, Kirsten A. Rittner, Rebecca K. Schatz, Lucas Shin, Emily M. Segrist-Jones, Amber Lynn Snow, Ethan S. Terraconi, Salka Tali, Sabrina Videra, Armando J. Veve, Kevin S. White, Taylor Clifton Wilkins, Jonathan L. Wong, Jeffrey Yang, Hope Y. Yu, Anita N. Zekshevska.
I ask the following graduates to please rise and face the audience. Megan Bolger, Christine Shequin, Caitlin Kalasako, Andrew Gower, Dean Jazwinski, Kate Lapatowski, Vanessa Leopold, Tenzin Lakan, Kylie McLean, Ben Phelps, Amber Snow, Salka Tali, Sabrina Videra, and Taylor Wilkins. Each year, the faculty selects individuals who exemplify both service and leadership in the school and community. The students standing before you, or that were standing before you, have made significant contributions to a variety of causes in the last 4 years. Please join me again in thanking these individuals for the time and energy they have devoted.
I would ask Caitlin J. Kalasako, Armando Veve, and Caroline Duval Andrew to come forward as we begin presenting departmental awards given annually for excellence in specific academic disciplines. Caitlin is receiving the Art Department Award, the Frederick H. Tuttle Memorial Scholarship, the Rosa Marie Schaefer Memorial Scholarship for Poetry. Armando is receiving the Art Department Award and the Roland V. Folks Musical Department Award, and Caroline is receiving the Charles F. Bond Award. Congratulations. Kevin Lee, Tenzin Lakang, and Jeffrey Yang, please come forward. Kevin is receiving the Esther J. Urey Award for Excellence in English, as well as the Mark A. Evnan Memorial Scholarship. Tenzin is receiving the Gary Barber Technology Department Award, the Goss Dodge Scholarship, and the Timothy D. Kamoli Scholarship. It is of note that Mr. Kamoli, this is the inaugural year for the Kamoli Scholarship, and Mr. Kamoli has joined us on stage to present the award to Tenzin. Coming around. Thank you, Mr. Kamoli. Jeffrey Yang receives the John E. McGee Award in Excellence in Mathematics and the Thomas G. Irwin Science Award. Congratulations. Laura Helen Budd, Matthew T. Knapp, and Andrew Joseph Gower, please come forward. Laura is receiving the Physical Science Achievement Award, a National Merit Corporation Certificate of Merit, a Vermont Honor Scholarship presented by VSAC and the Vermont Legislature. Matthew is receiving the Roger Bedard Award for Outstanding Achievement in Technology Education and the Thomas G. Irwin Science Award. Andrew is receiving the Social Studies Department Award, the South Burlington High School Key Club Scholarship, and the Other Paper Scholarship. Congratulations. Brandon Payne Beiser, Emma Schauberg O'Brien, and Kevin White, please come forward. Brandon, Emma, and Kevin are all receiving Thomas G. Irwin Science Awards for excellence in science. Congratulations. Hope Yu, Agata T. Smolak, and Yulia I. Bespalova, please come forward. Hope is receiving the Thomas G. Irwin Science Award and is a Presidential Scholar semi-finalist. Agata is receiving the Abigail Rush Memorial Award for Languages, the Freedom Chrysler Plymouth Nissan of South Burlington Scholarship, and Yulia is receiving the Ulrich Lepman Memorial World Language Scholarship. Congratulations. I would ask Kate C. Lapatoski, Andrea B. Luxembourg, and Jennifer M. Wheel to come forward to receive scholarships sponsored by organizations within the high school. Kate is receiving the South Burlington High School Key Club Scholarship. Andrea is receiving the South Burlington High School Key Club Scholarship. And Jennifer is also receiving the South Burlington High School Key Club Scholarship. Congratulations. Margot E. Yaden, Kylie M. McLean, and Taylor Clifton Wilkins, please come forward. Margot is receiving the South Burlington High School Key Club Scholarship and a South Burlington High School Rebel Booster Scholarship. Kylie is receiving a South Burlington High School Student Council Scholarship and the South Burlington High School Rebel Booster Scholarship, as well as a University Mall Scholarship. And Taylor is receiving the South Burlington High School Student Council Scholarship. Congratulations. South Burlington High School is very unique in having so many families establish scholarships dedicated to former students, staff, and community members. I would like to ask Allison Mercier, Catherine A. Bainan, and Brittany H. Hall-Potton to come forward to receive memorial awards. Allison is receiving the Alan B. Cummings Memorial Scholarship. Catherine is receiving the Catherine and Robert D. Lull Jr. Memorial Scholarship. And Brittany is receiving the Edith Mascot Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations. Ethan S. Terraconi, Kaylin Moquin, Amber Lynn Snow, and Paul Dylan Menson, please come forward. Ethan is receiving the Gary D. Iverson Memorial Scholarship. Kaylin, the John Torpy Memorial Scholarship. Amber, the Melissa J. Wells Memorial Scholarship. And Paul Dylan Menson receives the Paul A. Toomey Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations. Elise Toutant, Elise Vachereau, and Melinda Wizzle, please come forward. Elise Toutant is receiving the South Burlington High School Parents Association Scholarship in memory of Margaret Wise. Elise Vachereau is receiving the South Burlington Rotary Club Scholarship in memory of William W. Stone. And Melinda receives the Thomas F. Breen Senior Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations. Many community organizations and businesses have annually recognized our graduating class with awards and scholarships. Their support has been unflagging and appreciated. Would Kelsey L. McLaughlin, Jennifer L. Goldberg, and Kyla N. Jaquish please come forward? Kelsey receives the Frederick H. Tuttle School Parent-Teacher Association Scholarship. Jennifer is receiving the North Country Federal Credit Union Scholarship. And Kyla is receiving the Pizzagalli Can Do Scholarship. Congratulations. Nicole A. Pickering, Casey R. Harmon, Christine E. Shequin, and Benjamin Charles Mozan, please come forward. Nicole is being presented with the South Burlington Chamberlain School Parent-Teacher Association Scholarship. Casey receives the South Burlington Rebel Booster Scholarship. Christine is receiving the South Burlington Orchard School Parent-Teacher Association Scholarship. And Benjamin Mozan is receiving the South Burlington Rick Marcotte Central School Parent-Teacher Organization Scholarship. Congratulations. Emily Nicole Gagne, please come forward. John Herbert was the first principal of South Burlington High School. An award has been established in his honor to a student who has overcome obstacles and is graduating. Reaching today has not always been an easy road, either inside of school or out of it, yet this student, Emily Nicole Gagne, as winner of the John J. Herbert Award, we recognize and congratulate you as you graduate with hopes for the future and pride in your accomplishments. Emily. Anita N. Sakshevska, please come forward. Anita is the recipient of 2 awards. She receives the National Merit Scholarship, the National Merit Corporation Certificate of Merit, and I'm proud to announce Anita is the salutatorian of the class of 2007. At this time, Assistant Principal Lissa McDonald has presented Anita with her medallion signifying her academic distinction. Once again, this year's salutatorian, Anita Zakshevska. Would Benjamin R. Phelps please come forward? Ben is the recipient of multiple awards. He receives the Thomas G. Irwin Science Award, the South Burlington High School Student Council Scholarship, a University Mall Scholarship, and I now ask Assistant Principal Patrick Phillips to present Benjamin with his medallion signifying his academic distinction. I am proud to present to you this year's valedictorian, Benjamin R. Phelps. Superintendent Everett, I present to you the class of 2007. As principal of South Burlington High School, I certify they have successfully met the academic requirements of the state of Vermont and of the South Burlington School District. They are ready for you to confer diplomas. Michael Joseph Adams, Caroline Duval Andrew, Tyler John Arusa, Caitlin B. Audette, Garang A. Ayang, Julie Ruane Barrett, Ethan Bellavance, Catherine Bernier, Yulia I. Bespalofa, Amanda M. Bissett, Corey A. Bissett, Catherine A. Bainan, Ashley Badad, Keith J. Billings, Allison Michelle Blandino, Soshana R. Block, Megan Bolger, Nina Bourne, Amy Lynn Botala, Ashley Brooke Bouchard, Thomas Charles Brace, Paul Joseph Brana, Christopher Allen Brown, Haley P. Bruce, Hillary M. Bruce, Rocco A. Bucci, Chelsea T. Buckley, Laura Helen Budd, Corey M. Bunnell, Kaylee S. Bushy, Brandon Payne Beiser, Thomas Calcani, Eric C. Canizero, Brittany Lee Kerrigan, Maria J. Chastanay, Sarah Grace Chikanoski, Christine E. Shequin, Ross F. Clark, Caitlin J. Kalasako, Christopher W. Collins, Kimberly Marie Collins, Thomas Richard Corbier, Kayla M. Correa, Bianca M. Costantino, Kyle B. Coulomb, Alexandra L. Crook, Catherine Marguerite Delp, Samantha N. DeMar, Sierra C. Densmore, Emily T. DeWitt, Lynn Bai Doe, Christopher T. Domain, Wen Dong, Melanie Sandra Doobie, Jason A. Doobie, Jennifer Lee Duff, Michaela May Dumont, Charles L. Dunn, Ben F. Edmonds, Amanda K. Elkin, Amber M. Elliott, Vanessa L. Elliott, Michael R. Fauché, Ethan M. Finnegan, Austin Fitzwater, Maxwell E. Fletcher, Kristen Flynn, Nathan Garn, Kelsey Rose Gears, Maria Helena Gabati, Daniel Gilligan, Jennifer L. Goldberg, Emily Nicole Gagne, Graham Goodman, Andrew Joseph Gower, Hannah Ruth Green, Robert J. Griffin, Alexander Guillen, Charles S. Hackett, Brittany H. Hall-Potvin, Casey R. Harmon, Lauren Harris, Emma Elizabeth Harvey, Lucas J. Howman, Matthew J. Heald, Austin M. Hemingway, Emily S. Hood, Kyle Andrews Huante, Kristen Lee Hughes, Michaela E. Hughes, Maria E. Hunton, Jennifer C. Hussey, John W. Hutchins, Caroline M. Incavo, Christopher M. Ireland, Kyla N. Jaquish, Allison Jerry, Ryan Joseph Jarvis, Caroline Kelly Jenkins, Dean Jaswinski, Donna Jaswinski, Matthew Cagle, Yuri R. Kaprielov, Sarah Meyer K, Maurice N. Kalena, Matthew T. Knapp, Michael Knight, Michael D. Kokins, Killian A. Kozlowski, Ellen R. Kuyava, Sarah E. LeClaire, Christopher M. LaForce, Alexander J. Lehue, Marcella L. Laidman, Kristen Elise Lamaster, Kate C. Lapatoski, Esteban Larrea del Castillo, Brittany A. Lavalley, Thomas A. Lazo, Allison Levitt, Erica J. LeClaire, Christopher Lee, Jeffrey Wei Lee, Vanessa Mary Leopold, Mark Jason Leventhal, Tenzin Wangden Lakang, Jin Sing Lee, Kevin Lee, Ohanga F. Losambe, Elizabeth A. Lucy, Jason R. Lucier, Andrea B. Luxembourg, John Arthur Lyon, Alexander W. McDonald, Hasim Euro Madden, Daniel Paul Maldonado, Kristen A. Manfredi, Chuti Kual Matang, Kylie M. McLean, Keegan J. McLaughlin, Kelsey L. McLaughlin, Justin D. Mead, Heather L. McGivern, Jessica Louise Menard, Paul Dylan Menson, Allison L. Mercier, Marissa R. Meredith, Nicole A. Meredith, Christopher D. Meyer, Evan C. Mickle, Elise A. Myhan, Kenneth Warren Miller III, Lucas Moffett, Ashley L. Moriano, Kaylin Brooke Moquin, Brendan K. Morrissey, Benjamin Charles Mosan, Emmanuel Mudawa, Lauren Munger, Corey A. Murphy-Agree, Braden W. Murray, Emma Schauberg O'Brien, William Garner Unkin, Louis H. Orleans, Max G. Orleans, Owen Ozanich, Adam M. Palmer, Hannah E. Palumbo, Jasmine Parcia, Wengshu Peng, Benjamin R. Phelps, Nicole A. Pickering, Patrick Poon, Carrie Ann Purcell, Matthew Quimby, Robert C. Quinn, Shauna C. Rambor, Taylor A. Rand, Talia M. Rangel, Joshua S. Reagan, Christopher S. Reynolds, Andrew C. Ricard, Tyson G. Ringy, Kirsten A. Rittner, Eve C. Robitaille, Bronson T. Rule, Kyle P. Sala, Anton M. Smolyov, Perry J. Savis, Rebecca K. Schatz, Nicholas J. Schell, Betty Schultz, Mariska Sepke, Sabria Sharp, Chelsea E. Shea, Chelsea A. Shepard, Lucas Shin, April H. Siegel, Emily M. Seagrass Jones, Juma P. Sekio, Alain Sita, Julia Caroline Smith, Agatha T. Smolak, Amber Lynn Snow, Sarah M. Sophia, Sam D. Stats, Kruin Steinmuller, Rachel E. Strashnik, Kyle Edward Sturgis, Ariel T. Sturts, Ethan S. Terraconi, Salka Talley, Ashley N. Tebow, Caroline Sinnett Thompson, Ashley N. Thurgate, Elise J. Toutant, Caitlin R. Troutman, Elise C. Vachereau, Sabrina Vadera, Anne Marie Catherine Veda, Armando J. Veve, Rachel Pacha Voldman, August L. Volbrick, Anna M. Von Turkovich, David A. Waldron, Claire Maureen Walker, Peter J. Wanjiku, Sean P. Ward, Benjamin W. Ward, Catherine Audrey Elizabeth Weaver, Jennifer M. Wheel, Adam A. White, Kevin S. White, Taylor Clifton Wilkins, Joshua Lee Williams, Melinda M. Whistle, Jonathan L. Wong, Jeffrey Yang, Margot E. Yaden, Hope Y. Yu, Anita N. Zakshevska.
Hi, I'm Anita Zakshevska, and I'm the class of 2007 salutatorian. Graduation marks a change in our lives. From this day, we will no longer be high school students, but will instead be considered adults. It is a time to acknowledge all our achievements, how far we've come, and how much we've changed. In this sense, graduation is a very significant event. However, we are not just becoming adults today. We have already done so through the experiences of the past 4 years. We have grown and matured in many ways, and although the challenges facing us in the future will be substantial, we are well prepared to face them. Already, we have had to make serious and life-changing decisions, such as where to go and what to do after high school. Many of us voted at the recent local elections. By doing so, we were able to influence the running of our community. We are ready for the responsibility that awaits us. Our class has taken the initiative to confront many problems facing the world today and to help those less fortunate than us. For example, we have held a Save Darfur Week and a penny war to help the invisible children of Uganda. We have given blood, an act that may save lives. Several students from our class participated in DREAM. They traveled to the Dominican Republic and took part in community service work, such as helping to build a house for people whose home was destroyed by a hurricane. Our class has volunteered much of its time in the community. Through tutoring, we have helped younger students succeed in school. These various endeavors we have undertaken to help others have made us grow. They have helped us to realize how lucky we are and to see that we can improve the lives of others. For the past few years, students from our class have traveled to other countries through the TIE programs. Through these exchange trips, we have had the opportunity to make friends from around the world, gain different perspectives on life, and experience various cultures firsthand. Such cultural contact is vital in the international world we live in. By seeking new experiences and continually challenging ourselves, both in and out of classes, our class has made our high school years memorable, and we are now ready to face the future. Wherever we go, we must always strive to make a difference. We can influence matters that are important to us and do our part in improving the world. We have all worked hard to be here today. We will remember our struggles and our successes. We will remember classes, tests, and friends. Now, however, we are ready to move on. Take this last, and for once easy, step to graduation. Please rise. And together, let's move our tassels from left to right.
Tim, I didn't know he was going to, I didn't, sorry, I didn't script that piece with Tim. I didn't know he was going to present that.